Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and today we are going to be looking at my deck breakdown of the EB01 Red Purple Lolly. I just want to say I'm not going to include gameplay on this video. This is because I think you guys just really want to see the deck list. So I'll just break it down, explain you my choices, the reason behind the choices of every single card and the ratios, and I think that's fine. So yeah, let's get over something right. Sakazuki is a problem. The reason why the meta is super accelerated is because of Sakazuki being consistently taking two bodies on the field. So pretty much the red variant of every deck is just play rush, so you can at least get some value on the cards. So yeah, with that said, we need to adapt that into our deck list, which is why we have the first card, Kid Killer, the best red card, the best rusher. Pretty much every single red deck plays this in AV01 and OP07 and onward, pretty much. So yeah, once you get your opponent's lives to 2, this guy becomes a 7k swing for free. So yeah, really insane, has really good synergy with Law. Next is Sanji, 2k. This Sanji is, now you can replace this Sanji for the Otama if you really want to. I decided to, for now, again, this is not a final deck list, it's just the one I'm going to try. Pretty much my final deck list normally is just when I go to my first locals and then I just adapt to my locals. So yeah, my locals is has pretty high players of yellow, like it's just pretty much is all yellow most of the time. No, I'm lying, it actually has good variety, but yeah, he has more yellow than anything else. Just like 4 players of yellow and then the rest is like 2 to 3 Sakazukis and the rest is just variable. So yeah, so to adapt to that, Sanji still is one of the best cards. Pretty much, you just somewhat play normally. Not really, like, you need to adapt to the curve plays of yellow and so on and so forth. But what I want to take out from this is, instead of playing on OP06, on OP05, you kind of want to see him on your starting hand. To play him right away, just steal the curve play from Kata and NL. Just play him, and then on your second turn, you will have Fordon, which helps you. Then you there was a whole play on OP05, and now you kind of need to adapt to the meta in AV01. So how does this play adapt? Very simple. Instead of playing right away, what you're gonna do is once you get the yellow opponent on to 2 lives, you will try to play him and then just use his ability right away. Why? Because most of the time, once you put, unless you really can really rush their lives, in that case it's fine because you will still have more aggression, but I'll get to that. Pretty much once you get the yellow player onto 2 lives, you should understand that as soon, in case of an L actually, as soon as you put him at 1 life, you get Yamato next turn. That's it. And so that Yamato does not KO anything, you're playing Sanji, activating your ability right away, and most of the time you'll be at 2 lives, putting you at 1 life, so you pretty much just dodge your the Yamato KO, and then they just regenerate 1 life, and at that point you need to have already set up for game with the board building. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you adapt to NL. This can go with, this does not work as well with category, but it's something that you can do on the beginning. So NL, you kind of leave it when you set up to finish game and you play it to dodge the Yamato KO. You can also play it early against NL because of Gadatsu, and once you're playing against Katakuri, it's for the same thing. Maybe you should consider playing it for the Gadatsu. You dodge the Gadatsu pretty much if you put yourself at 3 lives in case they're trying to starve you. You kind of dodge almost everything, like they can just KO this and this, and obviously this, but most of the time you'll just be playing it to bottom deck right away. So yeah, just to finish off the explanation of this card, if you come across, this is not the case in my locals, if you come across starve decks, green takes advantage of that, queen takes advantage of that, and some Sakazukis try to do that to you, someone else try to do that to you, so this pretty much counters it. So for now, I'm playing the Sanji. Next, for Zoro, same reason of Kid Killer, it's because of Sakazuki. The meta is just accelerated. You need to place this guy, get the value right away, just attack. If you're, like, think about this. If you're going to play him or him, you're not leaving them on the field up. You're just not. You're making a swing. You need to make the swing. Very sorry. This obviously, especially against Sakazuki, but because Sakazuki accelerates the match for every single deck. This means if you leave him up, even against other decks, the possibility of him not getting value is very high. So yeah, that's it. Shiraya is an X card, is a very strong blocker, helps you against 6k leaders, helps you against green-yellow Yamato, which is a counter, and helps you against yellow in general, because in case you don't know the strategy against yellow, the strategy against yellow in some way is you try to counter early, you let yourself go to 3 lives, obviously to dodge Gadatsus and so on and so forth, depending on their curve play. You do that, and then what you want to do is you kind of want to counter early some attacks, and then just hope you have blockers for the late game, because their bodies on late game are just too big to counter. There's no way you're going to counter out of that, so you just need to have the blockers to block 1 or 2 attacks at least. By that time you need to have already set up to win game, but yeah, in case the game gets slowed down enough for that to happen, you need to have the blockers. So we're playing 4. We're only playing 8, so yeah, that's a weakness on the red purple against the yellow, and this deck list is because we're only playing 8. So we are going down a little bit on blockers, but it's fine, we still have a good amount of counter, so yeah. Next is just Raise Max and Gordon. Playing 8, I could play Fire Fist, maybe take 1 and play 1 Fire Fist, you know, it helps you against Sakazuki, maybe take 2 Raise Max or 2 Gordons to play 2 Fire Fists, it could help you. Maybe you could take 1 to play the 4th Sanji just to get more 2k. You can do that. It's just with this ratio here with the promo law, every time I want to bottom decks someone, most of the time I have the cards, you know, so it's just a matter of consistency and I really enjoy it. So yeah, that's the reason behind Gordon and Raise Max at 4. Next is promo law, still insane. Pretty much you play him, you decrease 2k. This is really good against Sakazuki, against Moria. Well, against Black Collar, to be honest, and in some cases, well, it's really good against Black Collar, Red Collar, and in some cases Green Collar. He helps you in a good amount. So yeah, not only that, when you play him, you will have a 5k swing next turn if he stays on the field. If you're going against Sakazuki, that will probably not happen. So yeah, but if he stays on the field, he will be a swing next turn. So yeah, really good value. Still my favorite card of the whole game. Really enjoy. If you guys really want to help me, just buy me this art. But yeah, next is Bond Clay. Now if you really don't want to play Bond Clay in EB01, just replace it with Ein. I actually know that Ein is going up in price, which is really sad, but I actually managed to get her for only 5 cents when she was not that popular. So yeah, I got lucky with that. She probably will still be cheaper than Bond Clay, so if you don't want to play Bond Clay, it's fine. Just play Ein instead of Bond Clay in EB01. In OP07, you're actually going to be playing both, so yeah. If you want to get the most competitive version of the deck, so yeah. Why Bond Clay, why not Ein? Bond Clay, although in a mirror match is very easy to bottom deck because it's a 1k and it has no rush. So yeah, against Sakazuki, Sakazuki will prioritize to remove Bond Clay. This is because once you swing, you will copy opponent's character power. So you know how I said yellow plays really big bodies on the field late game? Yeah, this can copy, which makes you have really big swings on late game. So Bond Clay helps you to finish up the game. So it's really good. Not only that, if for some reason, and will not happen that most of the time, if you need to swing into a big body that is rested, you can just swing with Bond Clay, copy its power, and obviously most of the time I really enjoy attaching to Dawn and then do this. This is because your opponent needs to discard 2 cards, which by the time you're doing these kind of swings can really hurt him. So yeah, really good. Not only that, obviously he ramps up 1 active Dawn. Oh, what the hell happened to my mouse? 1 active Dawn. So if you're going second, you can pretty much make a swing, like this is just an example of a play. Make a swing in 5k, play Bond Clay, have 1 active Dawn, play Raise Max, bottom deck it, decrease the power on a body on the field, then just decrease your Dawn, take away that body, and then you can play Beppo or Shashin Penguin, which regenerates you somewhat of the Dawn. So yeah, it's really good, really enjoy it. That's why I'm going to be playing Bond Clay in the EB01, and OP07 I'll be playing Ein and Bond Clay. Next is the Kid, just the best blocker. To be honest, till this day, If somehow I managed to put two kid blockers on the field, I never lost. If this guy, obviously against Sakazuki this is very hard. In OP-07 this situation actually comes up more times. But if this guy stays on the field, it's just really good. It just regenerates you Dawn every time you use your ability. If you have two, you're pretty much using your ability for just one Dawn. And then if you play like Beppo, that means you get that Dawn back. So you're playing your leader ability for free. So yeah. Not only that, he's a blocker, obviously, and he's a 6k body, 5 cost, which is actually harder to remove for Sakazuki. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I went on the locals, and depending on the hand of Sakazuki, it could be no problem to remove it. It is what it is. Sakazuki is a problem. Yeah, it is what it is. Next is Raichu. This will be your card to help you get some consistency. So from time to time, you will be playing lower on Dawn, by the way, although you are playing a lot of Dawn regen. From time to time, you want to use your leader ability and just play a Kid Killer, and then just make a swing, which will leave you without 3 Dawn, obviously. But this will happen as well with Raichu. The thing with Raichu, she helps you with consistency. You do this, you play her with your leader build. You could play her like by playing with 4 Dawn, you know, resting 4 Dawn. Playing her normally, that could be play if you do not have anything else better to play. So you play her to draw and then use her little bit to play whatever you draw. But yeah, most of the time you will be using her little ability, then playing her, and she'll draw you 2 cards, which keeps your hand size healthy. And not only that, she's a swing next turn if she stays. So yeah, really good. Next is Itokibi Kamasu. Some people like to play, just like I said, 3 Raise Max, 4 Sanchis and 4 Tamas instead of Kamasu. The reason is I'm playing Kamasu because of Saka, just because of Saka. In my locals, he had insane value against the Saka, even though I lost. In case you don't know, Saka can play Hound Blaze onto and just bottom deck 2 cost or less, I believe that's it, or 3 cost or less. I think it's a 2 cost or less. And then give 3k power to one of his characters or leader. Most of the time what he'll do is he'll have a searcher on the field, and then he'll activate this bottom deck something you have on the field, and then just swing it with his searcher. He gives 3k to the searcher and just swings. So yeah. So what this does is you can hard play it if you're going against Saka. You bottom deck someone like with normal plays, and this every time you return Dawn from the field to the deck, you KO someone with cost 2 or less. So you're KOing the searcher, which makes the searchers not have as much value. So they'll be playing the searcher to search, and then they cannot use Hound Blaze on that searcher, so it's not as easy to go wide on red purple law, which kinda, you know, you don't really want to do that because you don't have that much 2Ks, you don't have that much on defense, especially in EB01. You have defense, but because you don't have searchers on the deck, you just have Raichu for consistency. Coming across those 2Ks can be harder. So yeah, making sure you don't let him go wide is really good, and he's a 2K counter, so yeah, really good. If you play him, he is a 5k swing, so you can swing with him, so yeah, really nice. Shachi and Penguin, don't need to explain him. 2k counter, and if you get him on early game, he's the best body to drop after you use your leader ability. Like, once again, like, let's just imagine with a Bond Clay play. You're going second, you play Blonde Clay, you play Raise Max, bottom deck, Raise Max, bottom deck someone. Then, with your leader effect, then you just use your leader effect to play Shachi and Penguin. So pretty much you stay at the exact Dawn, because Bond Clay made you go up 1 Dawn, and then this gives you 2 rested on. So pretty much you just use your leader ability once for free. So yeah, it's really good. And next is Beppo, don't need to explain it as well. Pretty much every time he swings, he will be regenerating a Dawn. He's at 3 because of space. I think we really need the blockers, and I really enjoy having these ratios of power depletion. If you want, again, you can like decrease Raise Max or Gordon. Just go 4 and 2, and then just put Beppo at 4 and Sanji at 4. That could be something that you can do. To be honest, I don't really need to see him that much because we have Bond Clay, we have Shachi and Penguin, you have Kid, and then we have the 3 Beppos, so you're still gonna see them just enough. So yeah, that's really just it. Hopefully I explained my vision and the ratios well. Red Purple is looking really good in EB01. You can somewhat still complain against Saka, but to be honest, against every other matchup, Red Purple is, like in EB01, Red Purple is starting to get into the meta. And in OP07, once Sakazuki gets out of the picture, Red Purple is just insane, to be honest. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.